should respect the DJ because the DJ is the medium between the music and the people in any aspect, whether it's on the radio, whether it's in a party, on a mixtape, to the next degree of finding that next superstar. When it comes to being a DJ and when it comes to understanding and loving and respecting the art form and the craft of DJing, it's something that is very important to music, period.
I look around sometimes like, damn, the amazing extra stuff that came with it.
We all know the difference between when you go to a party and you have a great DJ and you have a trash DJ. You can't take that for granted.
When you talk about hip-hop DJs, there's no way my name won't come up in the conversation.
To be arguably one of the most known mixtape DJs ever, I think it's great.
I can say arguably Gangsta Grillz is probably one of the most consistent and strongest brands that have ever touched mixtapes. To know what projects that I've worked on mean to people, and I sit in a club like some people in there, honestly, I've kind of raised off tapes like Trap or Die and Dedication and my work with various artists. And it's about continuing that. I treat it like the league, and every year you want to win that ring. Just because I had a great year last year doesn't mean that it's time to sit back and take off for next year. What's been very impactful and very important with Gangsta Grillz and my brand is it's always been connected with something fresh, something new. That's what hip-hop is about.
1, 2, 3! DJ Drama! 1, 2. Yeah. Music is now. It's knocking out. That's what I'm talking about. That's from the wild out. Yep. It's the first song. All right, take it back.
My childhood was a fun one.
I grew up in Philadelphia. Pretty much for the first part of my life, I split the time between going back and forth between my mother and my father. I feel like I grew up in rallies and marches and picket lines, against strikes and things of that nature. And my mom was an English teacher. She used to teach at high schools in Philadelphia. I learned early on my parents kept me very socially and consciously aware.
I remember being into music from a young age. Both my parents had huge record collections.
I went to go see Juice in the movie theater.
And it changed my life. The character, DJ GQ, just watching him up there, cutting and scratching, was just so exciting. The DJ battle at the time, and I was like, that looks fun.
I don't know if I would have chosen the career path that I had if it wasn't for going to see Juice.
Let's get it. Sing it.
I was on my way to high school and I convinced my mom to buy me a turntable and a mixer, and I got a belt drive turntable. And I used to take my lunch money and I wouldn't buy lunch. I would go downtown after school and I would go buy records.
I remember some of my first records I ever bought was Heavy D, I'm the Man, off the Who's the Man soundtrack. And the B-side of that actually was Party and Bullish by Big, Super Cat, Dolly My Babies, Ghetto Red Hot, Brand New Being, Punk Up to Get Beat Down. That was my era of really first buying vinyl.
I remember doing my first party in 9th grade. I got paid $40 for the party. I had one crate of records. I went to Central High School in Philadelphia, and at the subway stop, that's where they used to pass out flyers. And, my goal was just man, I gotta get my name on a flyer. I gotta get my name on a flyer, If I can get my name on a flyer, then, that's it. I'm good. I've accomplished something.
There was an emerging Philadelphia music scene at the time, various groups, and I was a youngster. I would sneak out and go to shows, and I really got to witness the roots get on. So for me, that was like, wow, you can really do this. And I made my first mixtape when I was in high school, and I used to sell out of my locker for like $4, and I would make a list of what was on it. So I started my DJ career in those days.
DJ Drama! When the beat drop! When the beat drop!
I got my name, interestingly enough. I had these two friends. One was named Hakeem, and my man Bakari. His name was Bakari Drame. He used to hustle mixtapes. Hakeem used to always call him Drama. And I was like, that's hard, that's hot. And I asked Bakari, I was like, yo, what are you doing? You really using that, or you just, messing around? He was like, nah, you can have it. So He gave me the name DJ Drama. You know, it's so weird because through the years, I always felt like it would be so hard for me to be known as DJ Drama because drama is such a used word in everyone's vocabulary in so many ways. And nobody's ever gonna think about me as DJ Drama when they hear the word drama. And I would still go on and play with various names throughout my career, but DJ Drama is always the name that kind of stuck.
Facts. You can look them up. It's all there.
Fast forward a couple years, I wound up getting an academic scholarship to Clark Atlanta University. I met my friend DJ Sense. We met in our dorm. He had kind of already heard of me from just being around the Philly scenes. A year later, Don Cannon comes to Clark Atlanta University as well. And everybody tells him, yo, you gotta meet Drama. And you know, he tracks me down and tells me he makes beats. And I actually wound up giving his beat tape a listen. I was like, oh, this kid's fire. There becomes the relationship between me, Cannon, and Sense, where we become best friends and comrades and before business partners, just DJs together. And the school years, you know, went great. We were probably some of the most popular DJs at school. The most important class that I took in college was definitely marketing. You know, I think about everything that I was doing at the time, and it was pretty much marketing. I remember putting my own business plans together. I used to murder Kinko's, you know, when we had to make our own covers. And when I got out of school, I was like, well, I'm gonna try to do this thing on my own. After college, when I got out, one of the first people I met was T.I. I put a business plan together. I got me a lawyer. I started a little company at the time, and I was making mixtapes and, you know, going to various colleges and setting up. You know, I would go to the schools. I would go to my school, CAU, go to Georgia State, have a table with all mixtapes. And they'd be like, you know, like, who's DJ Drama? I never heard of him. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I just work for him. He told me to be here. You know, I just would get on my hustle. I've had a couple of I made it moments. I definitely could say, like, when we got raided in 2007, and I say we, I'm talking about affiliates and myself, Don Cannon and DJ Sense. It shocked the world at the time. We got hit with the RICO, which is what they hit crime bosses with, you know what I'm saying? Here I was making music and doing mixtapes and working with your favorite artists, and, you know, they didn't find nothing but mixtapes. But I just remember the reaction from people after that. Billboard magazine, a couple months before that, had came to me and asked me to do them somewhat of a favor, and I was like, well, you know, can I get a cover? And they were like, you know, we don't put DJs on the cover of Billboard. After I got raided, you know, they came to me like, so if you give us the exclusive, you know, we'll give you the cover. So hence I wound up on the cover of Billboard magazine. I feel like a phoenix arose from that, you know what I'm saying? And the raid kind of put me in the hip hop history books faster than I knew I was going.
Say it back, Kish. How you got that Gangsta Grillz drop there? Man, gangsta, and then keep the Gangsta Grillz to the end.
If it wasn't for the mixtape in itself, I wouldn't be here. The part that I played in so many careers and what mixtapes have become and how influential they are to the artist, to the DJ, to the culture, you know, it's everything.
DJ Drama, it's another day for office for New York City.
Mixtape culture was always very fascinating for me, more than anything outside of the DJ culture, because I was watching how big Clue was, how large Flex was getting, and cars were driving by and you would hear Clue's drops, and it meant more than being on the radio or being at a party, because the mixtape, it traveled.
Mixtapes for me started out as a hobby, as something I just love to do.
My man Empress Cersei, birthday bash, Hot 107.9, we had a great relationship. Sense was working up there, and Cersei said, yo, I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to have a booth at Birthday Bash to hustle your mixtapes. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, I gotta have a South tape. I was like, okay, I need a new name for it. Thinking in my head, and Gangsta Grillz, and Sense was like, yeah, that sounds cool. I was like, all right, let's call it Gangsta Grillz. So that was how Gangsta Grillz was born. So we made the first Gangsta Grillz tape. It was a dud. But you know, the title stuck with me, so I went on to do it, and it became a niche. So I focused on the South.
You're probably not ready for this. Let's call this Fight Night.
I realized at the time the new thing in mixtapes was to get a host. So I asked 3 people if they would host the tape. The one who said yes was Lil Jon, and he was the first host of Gangsta Grillz. That's hence how the Gangsta Grillz drop was born, you know, because of Lil Jon.
Gangsta Grillz.
Gangsta Grillz started to pick up. My man Coach K, he has this artist named Young Jeezy. He said, listen, I have this vision. I want you to be a part of it. Our first tape was called The Streets Is Watching. I just never forget the feeling and the buzz from that project. And at the time, it pretty much changed my life. I mean, I went on to make tapes with Chris Brown, R. Kelly, Fab, Mill, 2 Chainz. I did a mixtape with Pharrell. Like, who can say that? I've worked with Outkast. I've done records with Drake, Gucci Mane, you name it, Jeremiah.
Anybody that's at the top of the echelon or the upper echelon of hip-hop in some form or some way has been connected to the mixtape, and the mixtape in some form or fashion is connected to the DJ.
Wait for it. Let's go.
For me to step it up a notch was also about going on to making records.
About to pull up Main Street Studios. That's where the magic happens day to day.
Investing into myself and my businesses is the key to life. Make investments in various places. You gotta be smart about it.
It's nothing like home. It's nothing like home.
Generation Now is the name of my record label. Atlantic Records is where I have my consulting deal. Drama Like the DJ, Mean Street Studios. Mean Street Studios has become a place that is just very central to Atlanta and the sound and the vibe. I mean, you know, there's not anybody that won't tell you that right now Mean Street Studios is probably the hottest studio in Atlanta, and it's something we built from the ground up.
So running the studio is one thing. Most importantly, it's about, you know, who comes to the studio. Better to show you than to tell you. Come on. This is what we call the Wall of Fame. My man Jeremiah, Ty Dolla $ign, T.I., Ludacris, Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, The Lonely Island, the cast of SNL, Jermaine Dupri, Metro Boomin, A-Track, Young Jeezy, Matthew Modine, one of my favorite movies, Full Metal Jacket, Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj, Wiz Khalifa. Shout out to my man 50 Cent, Missy Elliott was just here the other day, Future, Usher, just to name a few. I'm just saying. So, you know, we had a vision, we had an idea, we executed, you know, and it started room to room. And then, you know, this is the lounge space. We got a pool table. Let's go into the studio. Classic plaque, my man Young Jeezy, so legendary, great album. T.I., my man Future over here. So that's where the magic happens. You know, originally started with our radio room.
88, Shade 45, let's go. Revolt, what's up?
You know, we have 3 studios, we have a psych wall, we have a radio room, we have an amazing lounge. A lot of bangers happening here. We have an amazing staff. Say what's up, gentlemen. Atlantic Records helped me build the studio to its fullest capacity. Generation Now, that's the future, that's the company, you know, Generation Now.
I've started a company called Generation Now. I have artists on our label that it's really exciting to see them grow and to watch them get deals.
I'm a boss. I look at myself as somebody that works for myself day in and day out, as well as I have other people that give me paychecks. Lil Uzi, as his own entity, in a sense, was an investment.
Another day at the office.
To watch him be part of the next generation of superstars of our culture, it's a special feeling. A lot of people just see the club stuff. I think we just work for like 2 hours. They work for like 26 hours a day. Video shoot, Quality Street album, Volume 2. It's gonna be a good one. You know, put a record out with Chris Brown, Scheme, LaQuinn, 2 other artists that I signed. Scheme from Inglewood, California, LaQuinn from DC area. And we all know who Chris Brown is, so. That's Scheme, by the way, right there. Scheme.
What are you telling them about?
I'm just explaining, like, you know, how long I've been in the music business.
Ish, how long was that?
Maybe about like 10 years professionally. Like Gangsta Grillz started popping like 03, 04.
I was gonna say, yeah,
like
15 years old when y'all came with Tip.
With Tip, yeah, that's what I was telling them. It started with Tip, so.
Fun facts.
And action.
Yeah, y'all don't have to be quiet when y'all come in. Y'all can really talk tradition to him. Don't put his feet off hands on the table. Don't move. You're under arrest.
I gotta wear a lot of hats, and I'm used to that. It's something that I do quite well, you know what I'm saying? Going from, you know, being a DJ and just spinning records to being an executive, a manager, an artist, you know, just stay focused.
You just want to set it up in there, but take it into the bedroom.
Right.
Perfect.
Exactly.
All right, that's hot.
It's just Chris by himself.
Yep, exactly.
Perfect.
Mike, real fast.
My man Fifth is here. About to go shoot his scene, his cameo. And they're gonna do all of us, and they won't bring you in after that. So you come into the lineup after the performance, you know what I'm saying? Would you rob Barney's? Let me see my money. Thank you. You know, and the record was a change of pace for me. The feedback's been great, the charts have been great, you know, the video's amazing. Every step of the way for me, it feels like creating new heights.
Yeah, well, you see it. We here, baby.
Miami to Vegas. It's good, man. You know, you get to get your people excited from what's up, man. And watch what happens when you say, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Everybody gets excited for that.
Getting this money, trying to pull up in the front, get that money, and make this ends up.
Well, put CB on the phone.
Yo,
Hey, I'm trying to find you the baddest thing out here for tomorrow.
alright, I'm with it.
I mean, we're gonna turn up though. That shit gonna be crazy. Come meet me at Tao. I know a lot of people. I've known a lot of people for quite some time. I've known Chris Brown since he was 16 when he first came out with his first record, you know, and I was with him in Philly when he went to Power 99. And the first time I saw the response, the reaction, the girls was calling up the radio station, you know, to talk to him. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a star, you know, so. I've seen enormous amounts of money in my time, more than I could have ever imagined, especially coming from a middle-class background for myself. And it's important to understand that, especially in the music business and what we're doing, tomorrow is never promised. In any business or anything you do, especially when you're in a situation where you work for yourself. When you get there, it's like, okay, how do you stay here? How do you stay relevant? How do you stay, you know, in the mix? You know, especially for myself, I have kids, you know, so I have to think about their future. This one, Baby's dancing a Candy Girl, shout out to New Edition. Spent my day at the dance recital, yeah. They see a lot of the sacrifices that I make, but they also see my dedication and see how focused Daddy is on what he does. What's up, baby? We're shooting a video.
Where are you?
LA.
When you come back?
This weekend.
I hope to be able to pass along a lot of what I build to them if it's something they're interested in.
Okay.
I love you, baby. Bye-bye. And also disciplining them to understand why their father works so hard. It's one of the dramettes in the process of getting her hair done. Chick-fil-A money. There you go. See you in a little bit. It's just about them seeing me being an influence in their life of someone who puts a lot of hard work into what he believes in and being able to have them enjoy the fruits of that labor.
Dramette 1, Dramette 2.
In 2012, I won the first DJ of the Year Global Spin Award, which was quite the humbling moment. This award right here, this meant the world to me. You know, it was an honor to be in a room of my peers and, you know, guys that I grew up aspiring to be like and listening to, and legends and OGs that I had never met before, to come into that room and get the first ever DJ of the Year Global Spin Award. Like, you know, that was monumental. Like, that was legendary. You know, that was big, and I don't take that lightly, you know. And I've won a lot of awards, you know, one of them being Best Mixtape of the Year from the BET Hip Hop Awards. I have about 6 Justo Mixtape Awards, Best Mixtape DJ. But, you know, Global Spin Awards was a concept, an idea that was created, you know, for the DJs, you know, specifically. So that was big. As of now, I have 9 Global Spin Awards.
DJ Drama!
I didn't think I was gonna win this one because everybody in this category really does their thing. Shout out to my ATL family. Thanks, guys, I appreciate it. but I'm still here. I'm still in the league. I'm still playing, so I'm gonna try to stay ahead of the pack. You know, for me, it's a blessing to think that I have the most awards. I mean, it's quite the statement. It makes me strive to work harder. I'm gonna keep having the most Global Spin awards. If I'm ahead of the pack now, watch what comes next. Next for DJ Drama, I'm just, you know, I'm in a great space. I'm putting a new album out. Got one of the hottest artists in the game out. Mean Street Studio is buzzing. I got one of the biggest tours of the summer coming up with Wiz Khalifa, Snoop. It's my, you know, 3rd year going out on tour. It's just the top, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, I'm really excited about what tomorrow holds and creating more superstars in the game. And, you know, we aspire. It's about putting plaques on these walls, you know what I'm saying? Putting hits up and moving the culture forward. I will always and forever be a part of hip-hop history. I've been called an elder statesman, and I still feel young as hell, and I aspire to you know, be on that Forbes list, next to Hov, next to Puff, next to Birdman, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what we all aspire to. And to be able to do it out of what we love, out of passion, and make quality music and continue to give for the culture. You know, I'm becoming very comfortable in an executive position, being able to empower more people, becoming a boss in a broader way, being able to kick my feet up and make a lot of decisions, you know, from right here in this room.
Get started tonight, we just get started. Somebody Snapchat this shit tonight, let them know what you're doing in Vegas.
So I'm watching her fine ass walk to my bedroom and thought to myself, that's the shape of things to come. She said, why in the club you don't make it precipitate? You know, make it rain when you can make it thunderstorm. I'm like, why? The world needs sun, the hood needs fun. So there's a war going on and half the battle is guns. How dare I throw it on the floor when people are poor? So I write like Edgar Allan to restore. Got a cord, umbilical attached to a place that can't afford no landscaping or window draping. This old lady told me if I ain't got nothing good, say Nathan. That's why I don't talk much. I swear it don't cost much to pay attention to me. I tell it like it is, then I tell it how it could be. The hood be requesting my services. Oh, don't get nervous, it's step your game of time. REVOLT.